Hi everyone, today we're going to be going over the Bitcoin Hashrate chart and how you can use this tool to help improve your Bitcoin investing and analysis. This chart, as well as many others, are all freely available on lookintobitcoin.com, your #1 source for Bitcoin information. If you haven't already, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to ensure you're receiving all of our content as soon as it's released. So what is the Bitcoin Hashrate chart? Well, simply put, it is the current computational power that is being used to secure the Bitcoin network. Now that might sound a little confusing at first if you don't know too much about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, especially Bitcoin, as this is what is called a proof of work consensus. But basically, to secure the Bitcoin network, we mine blocks, and these blocks come every 10 minutes. And mining these blocks is almost a competition between different miners situated all around the world to try and mine the block, secure the Bitcoin network, and approve the latest batch of transactions. And in doing so, they not only receive a transactional reward in terms of fees that users pay to actually send Bitcoin to or from over the network, but they also receive what is known as a block reward, which is just a number of Bitcoin, almost as a thank you for securing the network. So simply put, this process of mining is trying to solve incredibly complex mathematical puzzles. And to solve these puzzles, miners are putting lots of hardware to work constantly trying to find almost the right answer to this puzzle question. And we can actually map out and determine how much computational power, how many miners are putting their hardware to work by looking on the Bitcoin network, and we can actually calculate from that the Bitcoin hash rate. And we can see here that this is measured in TH per S. So TH is terahashes, and one hash is basically one attempt at solving this mathematical puzzle. A terahash is a trillion attempts at trying to solve this puzzle. And as we can currently see, Bitcoin is sitting at 224 million terahashes. So this is 224 million trillion attempts every second to try and solve this Bitcoin block puzzle. And if we just zoom in a little bit over the previous couple cycles, we can actually see that there is a somewhat strong correlation between the Bitcoin price and the Bitcoin hash rate. It is definitely on an upwards trajectory and has been for a number of years now, but during these periods of extreme drawdowns, during the big bear cycles, we can see that the network hash rate actually does decrease fairly substantially. Now, there may be some outside fundamental factors influencing this. So, for example, this dip we saw here in 2021 was somewhat related to the mining ban that was implemented across China. But again, we can see especially if we load up a day-to-day value of the hash rate, we can see a correlation between Bitcoin mining hash rate and the actual underlying price. For example, in this most recent dip we've seen in price here, we did see the Bitcoin hash rate start to decrease, although it has most recently rebounded somewhat, so potentially that is a bullish sign of things to come. But as well as securing the network, this hash rate really can give us an insight into the outlook of miners on the network. Miners usually need to deploy tens or hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars into their hardware and running costs to actually get the mining setups up and running. If you imagine somewhat similar to a gold mining process, it's a very expensive job to fuel the vehicles that are required to dig out the gold and drill it and refine, etc. And it's somewhat similar in Bitcoin mining. There is a lot of costs, not just ongoing, but initial costs that are required to get into Bitcoin mining and have it be a profitable venture. So if the hash rate is increasing, it shows us that miners are, potentially ignoring current price action and are confident in the longevity and the bullish nature of the asset class and are expecting a large price increase in the future. So just to summarize, Bitcoin hash rate is a metric connected to the process of Bitcoin mining, which is the process of solving complex mathematical puzzles to be rewarded with BTC. The process of Bitcoin mining not only secures the network, but also allows transactions on the blockchain to go through and are always correct. We can also come to the conclusion that the greater the levels of hashing or computational power, not only makes the network more secure, but can also indicate that miners believe in the longevity of Bitcoin, as they're willing to invest in the mining equipment and the day-to-day running costs of Bitcoin mining in anticipation of higher prices in the future to cover their costs. If you like this video, then please visit lookintobitcoin.com. We have a multitude of other charts similar to this that can give you insights, as well as some explaining a bit more on the maths behind the Bitcoin hash rate. We're trying to provide clarity for Bitcoin investors, whether they are experienced or just learning about Bitcoin for the first time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to learn about all our other charts and gain even more market insights. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.